Good day, everyone. This is Dasato, the most handsome, yakable, Africanicious, ardently pumping and physical husband. And as usual, with me, I have my most pretty, superlicious, hot baby, pepperoni.
Today, you're welcome to the Sexuals Log family. Yes, it's a pleasure having you around. And if you're just coming back this channel, please subscribe, like, and share. I want to say a big thank you to all that have been helping and supporting us. Thank you. So, what's happening today, Mr. Setru?
What is actually happening today is a shocking waves or shock waves. Shock waves went across the whole world when a Nigerian police officer decided to return over 200 or about $200,000, which is about 142 million naira.
We not learn how what? Bribe.
He rejected it. He said, no, I am not going to collect this bribe. I don't want. So shocking wave was sent across the whole of Nigeria when a police officer decides to reject the bribe of over 142 million naira, calculated in US dollars, is 200,000 US dollars. And this has led to the arrest of some persons that were involved in a robbery case. This uncommon integrity lifestyle of a police officer in Nigeria was displayed by no other person than
XP Daniel Itse Amal from Kano State Police Command.
this is so unusual because in Nigeria, for a police officer to reject bribe,
Because of the numerous underlying factors of poor payments, poor remuneration, poor living conditions, and so many other things. So most of them even find it a pleasure to collect petty bribes, not to talk of huge amounts such as this.
oh, what I can say is that we need brilliant and integrity filled people like this to what? To be in charge of the police command in this country, Nigeria, or so many other African countries. Because to us, this is like something you see once in a blue moon.
And before we even go further, why not let's go back to the historical factors behind the Nigerian police force. How did the Nigerian police force actually come into place? What is the purpose? What are they fulfilling? Then you begin to understand what we're trying to say today. Yes.
Starting with in the year 1861, which was the first time Nigeria will ever have a section or a unit that is called the policemen. And they were made up of about 30 men in that unit. Until in the year
1862, the number jacked up to about 100 men, and before you know it, in 1863, there were about 600 men. And these men were made up of ex-slaves from countries like Sierra Leone.
whoa,
And what was the purpose of this police force that was formed by the colonial masters then? What was the purpose, Mr.
the
Setro?
purpose is what is going to shake your nerves, going to jittery you. Oh, sorry, I've forgotten that we are on live stream. The purpose is shocking because they were not set up to just be to put law and order in place. No, they were actually set up as a tool to enforce repression, suppression, control, and order. And the surprising part of it is that they were actually to safeguard their master and property, who happens to be the Britain. The Britain. Citizens' agitations can be what? Can be stampede and be put under control. So actually, they were set up with the mindset of just forcing people, cowing them into what they want them to be.
Kowtowing them.
Cautarosias. So the question now is, how were these policemen selected? How were they?
Yes, the selection was not based on education. Education was never a criteria, but fitness. They were to be physically fit and to be able to combat anyone trying to oppose their masters.
So that they can do what we call yala ya anybody.
And before you know it, in the year 1888, the first ever Northern Police Constabulary was created in a place called Lokoja in Nigeria.
Wow.
And in 1894, the Niger Coast Constabulary was created in Calabar. While in 1896, the Central Command Station was created in Lagos.
Anyway, it was not until the year 1930 before we had in this country what is called the unitary system of policing, which is overseen or overguided or overall by the IG, Independent General, Inspector General of Police. Why is she laughing? Okay, in 1930, the Inspector General of Police assumes the responsibility of coordinating a unilateral system of policing in which something would happen in the year 1963. Community policing was adopted, backed up by constitution, in which each community can have their own what? Can have their people being policed by the people of such community. And people usually say that this system of policing ensures that the community is well protected because the people that are policing a particular community, they are people from such community, and it has helped in assessing free flow of information within the terrain that they occupy. Oyinbo Poju.
However, in the year 1968, this community policing was stopped under the administration of General Yakubu Gowon, and the country went into what?
A unitary system of policing in which everything that the police must do in your community must come from the order from above.
And this has been of what I don't want to say of. I'm not sure it's been something that's been helping the nation. Yes.
It's true. Your view is also accepted. But let me tell you that one of the reasons why they had to scrap the community policing was the fact that usually the community policing was placed under the auspices, control, and what overview of the governor of a particular state. But what happened then was that massive corruption was recorded as the governors of some specific states started using the police as a tool for their own selfish political mumbo jumbo interests. So we can hereby say that the origin of police has a lot of work to be worked on. Has a lot of work to be worked on. Hey, English will not kill me. So with that
We
being
not
said,
killed you.
You not killed me. Past participle of kill is killed. So we actually went into this historical overview of policing for you to know the origin of corruption in police force, because if history has it that the people that even introduced the police force to us in Nigeria, who happens to be the British, the Britain, or they actually did it to protect themselves from being asked too many questions in form of agitations. That means the police force was actually, according to their name, force. They force you to believe and behave in.
But nowadays they tell you, police is your friend.
Yes, police has changed now. They are now our friend.
Okay, that's just it on a lighter mode.
No, it's not it on a lighter mode. Police are now our friend. But what we now discover that this our friend, they are not well paid. I'm telling you the truth. And as a result of not being properly paid and taken good care of, they started resorting into taking bribes. They were not properly taken care of. If you see their barracks, you might collapse. So they started
Their children
are not properly
their
taken care of.
education.
Even when they die, there is nothing to take care of their children. So they decided to start taking bribes just to help augment salaries. But to cut the long story short, the shocking wave is when this SP, Issei Hammer, decided to shun and said, no, even if I don't have money, I'm not going to lose my integrity. Away with your 200,000, which is about 142 million. Please, let me tell you, $200,000 in Nigeria can buy
How many houses?
3 to 4 buildings.
Yes, at a very good location.
Yes.
Not just anyhow location. And it could get you cars, get you anything. I think this is really a commendable. This is something that should really be loud, as in
Loudest.
Yes.
As in capital letter of loudacious.
Yes, all over the
Laudacious.
world, so that Africans in all other African countries can follow and copy suit, and the police force in all other places. But I think it's majorly in somewhere in Nigeria and African countries, and I think this should not just be an award of just
No,
recognizing
they gave
this
him
man. But
award,
is there any monetary recognition
recognition.
to
They gave
this?
him a recognition letter or recognition award.
Hope the
Yes.
man is not getting but dying of starvation
Are you
after
are
doing
you
this. No, this is just a cry out.
are you requesting that they give him something more than paper award or what?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, to help him, to help us have people. If we really want our community, our nation to be a safe place, free from all these circles of corruption, and we see people of integrity, people with character, we see them, we should appreciate them, not just by the word of mouth, because it's not the word of mouth that will pay their bills. I'm so sure that man has a lot of bills to be paid. His children will be there. His children might actually be cursing him now and saying, Daddy, are you not being stupid? Maybe he has not even paid his children's school fees, but he's just said a better name is better than a better word. I have to keep my name and my integrity. And doing this, people should rally around and support such integrity, such character, because that's what will keep our nation and take our nation to the highest level. Because if we have these people in the highest rank, the nation will be ruled well, our economy will change, we will going to be having favorable balance of trade, and Nigeria, Africa will be a better place to be in.
Okay. You're all welcome to today's discussion.
Yes, it's a pleasure having you around. Thank you for. Will you stop that? Okay. Thank you for stopping by the channel and thank you for watching that video all through. So we just felt like playing that video first before starting. And you can see what we're discussing today already.
Policing.
Yes. So how is the policing in other states and countries being done, and what was done to this Nigerian faithful policeman? Do you think it's okay like that, Mr. Setro, or apart from recognizing him just with a paper, whatever?
No. Don't call it paper. They recognize him with a what's it called? Certificate. Certificate of recognition for being an honest police officer. But I think certificate alone will not do it.
Yes.
Because if you recognize, especially in this part of the world, for you to have a police officer whose salary, if I mention the salary now, people will start crying for our policemen here, whose salary cannot actually feed only the man. And you have this kind of a police officer that was offered a bribe of over 200,000 US dollars.
Yes.
By the time you convert it into Nigerian money, that will be about 142 million naira. And I tell you, with 142 million naira, you can point to any, houses can turn out to be point and kill for you. You can just point to any house that you want in any choice location and you have it. But this guy was so filled with integrity, which is so scarce in our own country now, especially amidst the police department, even among, not even police department, among all the populace.
Yes.
Integrity is so scarce.
Yes.
And I was so pained when I watched a particular, I didn't want to show the video, I watched a particular TV presenter, and there were two of them presenting when we were talking about a police officer that returned huge sum of money like this. And it was like they were just saying that, for crying out loud, that they don't even trust them. They don't even trust themselves that they are going to. Yes, I was shocked that they don't even trust themselves that they are going to be able to reject that kind of money.
Bribe.
I was like, what is?
And you are.
How do people? And these are presenters for crying out loud. I don't think they are just the right, or they were in their right frame of mind as at that time, because actually what we should be seeing, what our children should be seeing on on secular TV, should not be something like that based on compromise. So that means that I can't even trust such persons, even with it, because if you can be bought with that kind of a money, that means that even when somebody is dying, you, with huge sum of amount dangled in front of you, you can look elsewhere. Those are not the kind of people we need to run this country. Those are not the kind of people we need in our police force. But if you are online, you can just put your comment there. We want to even know, how are you guys being policed in your country? Because in Nigeria here, police is a central thing. It has to come from what they call order from above. And that order from above, some persons have been like saying they want community policing. Some persons have been saying it is better to have the central, because even when they try community policing, some persons, some governors use it as a tool for their own selfish interest, which is also, sensible that, oh, if you now leave it at each of the states, they are now using police to influence their own lifestyle, then it's not a good one. So, but I think the best thing is for us to see how these policemen can be properly taken good care of. Because when you see policemen outside the country, outside Nigeria, especially outside Africa, you feel like becoming one. But when you see our police officer here, or if somebody wants to look for a job and now say, I see that you look like a police officer, so a person can fight.
No. The in thing is the origin. I think why they were formed from inception should be revisited.
Exactly.
I think that's just it. They never valued them being educated. They never valued them. They just wanted them to be fit, to force, to as a tool of repression, suppression,
to protect their masters, their foreign masters.
But now they are now changing that they are.
Actually,
they will tell you right here.
Police are our friend.
Yeah. So, yes. But the in thing today is for such a man. What is it?
I don't know why I'm laughing when I say police are our friend.
Yes, now. But the in thing, are they not our friend? Have we not been to the station when we had a challenge? The youths we are helping here in the foundation, they are actually our friends. We have to be candid.
They're actually good policemen.
Men and women. The youths we are helping at the Cetrus Foundation here, there was an instant that we had to go with one of them to the police
for verification, so that we don't help someone and get into trouble.
And get into trouble. So we went to the police location, police station that was very close to us here, and the woman there was a very we still have their contact now. They welcomed us and they welcomed us.
They welcomed us.
They welcomed us very well, and it was a very great one. And they instructed us. They gave us the
guidelines on how to go about it, so that we don't get our fingers burnt.
Yes.
And she did not request for a dime.
Yes.
She did not request for a
the
dime.
Other male officer I sent us to.
Was very, very good, elaborated more than enough. And I was so surprised because he also never requested for a dime. Yeah. So we have, amidst all this, you know what? I think the challenge is that it's only the bad eggs that the news we just broadcast and show the whole world. Oh, Nigerian police force are bad, but there are still some that are doing the good job. And I feel such persons should be compensated. They should be, my boy is distracting me now. There should be noise. Their contribution to the good atmosphere, did I say good atmosphere? To the community, their contribution to their immediate community needs to be lauded.
Yes.
So that we can continue to encourage. You can see what this baby is doing. In case you are seeing this live stream moving like a political mumbo jumbo. That's my boy doing that.
You stop that. You stop that.
So this boy.
Okay.
So with that being said, we just
pray that they give this man more than that certificate.
Yes.
That's just why we're here.
You know what I would have preferred that they do to this guy? I would have preferred that they promoted him like 2 steps or even 3 steps ahead, because
Yes.
that kind of a money for him to look away, this guy needs to be in charge
Yes.
of some persons whereby they look up to him and they can learn from
Learn
him.
from-
And there's something about is it imitation? Yes, imitation. People can imitate
That good thing.
that good
When they know
behavior
that
when they know that there is
there's an
reward.
enabling environment
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
You know, most I've watched a Nigerian film whereby there was a very good guy in the police force, but those above him were not good. So he was always doing the good thing, and another one, they were doing the good thing, but in the end, the bad one, their bad leaders will just stop it, and they were not making ways for them. So the young guy just felt like was the in thing. He just went into the bad one, and it was now the worst. He now even became a terror to the police force. That was in the film. Yes. So that's it. So such people with good character, they should not be pushed to the wall. Do you understand? They should be well encouraged, and they should be taken to the top, because they are the good examples of leaders that Africa actually needs right now. We know that what is happening, the continuous circle of corruption, poverty, and everything in the nation is just because of people that are selfish, people that cannot look away. But if we can have people that will just look away and we say, it's not about me, it's about the right thing being done. It's about we following the right way of doing things, so that everyone will really be properly paid for what he has done. So I think the world will be a better place, and everything in Africa.
You can imagine if that guy, apart from the certificate of recognition that was handed over to him, if that guy was given a double promotion, then you place his children on some form of scholarship,
Yes.
nice scholarship. I mean, real scholarship, not the one that they'll be struggling that remembering the government to come and pay. Those are the kind of ways to motivate more people into a lifestyle or a
Of
culture
integrity
of integrity
and honesty. And if that's because that's actually what we need right now to take us out of this mess in the whole of Nigeria and Africa. And I want to believe God is going to make a way, because if the right institutions don't come out, good people that are well able could just recognize that man.
Yes.
Good companies, if you're finding people of integrity and you're seeing one like this, you could. And if we can't, one thing is and if we can do such a thing, like if we can start as in promoting those that are doing it right,
yes,
the whole world will start doing it right. But what is being promoted is the bad. It's when you see that people, it's those in the negative way that are being celebrated.
Yes,
so the youth will feel like, this is it, let me also go that
join
way.
the
Like we now
bandwagon.
at the Central Foundation, that we're trying to groom youth. So when they're seeing lots of people that they are not even doing the right thing and they're getting away with it, and they are just even being appreciated for it, maybe globally, nationally, and they'll just feel like, who will not be doing all these good things that you're teaching me? I should have character, I should have honor, I should be conscious.
Who does it pay? So that's what the majority of them used to say. Oh, Caroline Nwangi, beautiful couple.
Good morning. It's good morning here.
Yeah, because it's
Nigeria.
midnight here.
It's midnight here. We're so sorry postponing the live stream. So it's morning here. It's just 8 minutes or 9 minutes past
midnight. Yeah.
So we are so happy to have you, Madam Caroline. You're welcome. So what do you feel? What type of police force?
Yes.
What's the policing like in
how
your
is
state
like?
and your country?
Is it central or community policing that you guys imbibe over there? I think she's in the US. I think
she told us where she was the other time.
Yeah. I've forgotten the country. Okay, please. My boy is saying, madam, tell us how your policing is done in your home country.
I think men of character and integrity. Yes, men of character and integrity should actually be celebrated now if we want the world to be a better place. Because if we're just celebrating people that are doing the wrong, and we feel youths are not stupid, they are very wise. They want to be celebrated.
And so they want to see the results
now
doing
what is right.
they are doing. That
Yes.
is right.
So this police officer that just said no, I'm not going to do what is bad. People should come out and encourage him, and by encouraging him, people will be encouraged to do such. People will be encouraged to do such. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay, madam is saying love. Okay,
Love,
thank
love,
you.
love. So
So I think this is just a short one.
yes.
We just decided to do this short
Because we
video
saw-
on this
Yes.
because it's something that just happened in Nigeria, and I tell you, it was a shocker because most people always believe that Nigerian, especially Nigerian police, and Nigerian police are not good, they are not this, but let me tell you, it is only the bad ones that the social media will just over popularize.
Yes.
Great people like this. There are so many other great policemen that we have met one on one. There is one that just died. Very committed, faithful police officer. He died a natural death. He is old to some extent, about 60 something years, and he just died. I tell you, this man has been in police force for over 30 years, and he never collected a bribe in his life, in his lifetime. Died honorably well, and I was just so surprised when I discovered that he was you will never even know that he's a policeman. So unique, so outstanding a man. And such persons, their effort needs to be really lauded.
Yes. Yes.
There is need to allow such effort. So when we saw this video, we just said, no, we shouldn't just keep quiet like that. And if you look at that young man, very good looking, smart police officer, and he refused the temptation of falling for a trap of 142 million naira.
I just feel good people, there are still good people around the globe.
Yeah.
So the essence of doing this, because we are leading youths, we
Yeah.
are helping youths, they need good examples.
Yes.
So for us to see this and just bypass it, just like when you said that the news station where you heard them they talk
I was
about
so
this,
surprised.
you were surprised. They just
I
trivialized it,
was
and
surprised
they were
and I was angry.
so that's why.
Because that's a news station.
Yes.
That is this new, no, that's a TV station, and whatever is coming out from there should be a perfect example that youth can easily imitate. But you now saying that
If you were to be the one, you're not sure you're going to return the money. That means
That's-
you're encouraging the youth to go into bribery and corruption. So when everybody takes the national cake, they are telling,
that's not
and
national cake, that's national stealing.
yes, now that is what they call it. That is what they call it. And everything, the whole system is just in shambles. So people now be talking is this, is that. So how do you want to reform the nation or the continent? So we just feel we just have to come talk about this, especially to encourage the youth, even the youth you're trying to help at the foundation, to be honest, to be of good character, to be of that man. If he's not properly rewarded by his institution or by the government, I want to tell you, help is going to actually come from him, because life is about garbage in, garbage out. You're going to reap what
Whatever
you
you
definitely sow. So all those people that are doing the bad things and they are thinking they are getting away with it, nobody's talking about it, they are even celebrating them. Be so sure. Be so sure it's actually waiting for you.
Yeah.
It's a seed. There's seed time and harvest. It cannot fail. The law of once there is day and there is night, there's seed time and there is harvest time. Whatever bad thing you sow, even if it's celebrated and people are saying, yeah, you're the good, yeah. By the time you're going to repeat, oh God.
You will repeat with interest rates, and it's going to be a compounded interest rate. So with that being said, I want to say
thank you so
thank
very
you all
much
for coming. And Victor, what will you tell the people? Saki. Tell everybody bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
In Jesus' name we pray. Which one are you going to tell them now? Bye-bye.
Clap for yourself.
Okay, take care, everyone.
Bye.
Oh, give me.
Unorganizer is listening. Victor, they are listening to you. Okay.
Give me says love.
Love, family. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so very much.
And yes, thank you so very much.
Bye.